So, welcome everyone. We are so glad to have you here joining us with Cooking with Oils. We're going to have some yummy fun tonight. So, I'm so excited you could be here. My name is Beverly, and I'm here with my colleagues. We're going to be Lisa, Michelle, Liz, and Nicole are going to be talking to you tonight on a variety of recipes and oils and what fun things we can do with them. I've always loved to bake. Cooking it's come and gone a little bit in baking, but you know, it's kind of goes in and out on what I like. Depends, I think, on the recipe and what I'm making. But it's been very exciting for me as I have become more aware of what goes into my body to learn new ways in incorporating the oils into my favorite dishes. And I'm amazed at the difference that the flavor is compared to dried seasonings and herbs. And ingesting oils, you know, that can be a concern for some people, but don't worry. The class we give will give you knowledge to help you keep you informed about it and confidence in trying new things with your cooking. So let's get started. So in the chat, if you guys want to tell us, you know, where you're tuning in from. So I know we've got some people from different parts of the states, but around the states, and then also who invited you and your favorite food. So put that into the chat, and that'll be kind of a fun thing we can go through. So as we go through, if you have questions, please put them in the chat. We'll do our best to answer them there. And then we'll also open up towards the end for questions, and you can continue to ask questions there, or if we haven't gotten to, you know, to your question, we'll answer it then as well. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Seed to Seal. So this is basically Young Living's guarantee for you guys. I get to do some of the less fun things before we dive into the more fun things later. So not all essential oils are created equal. So when you shop with Young Living, you're getting quality products backed by our Seed to Seal guarantee that you won't basically find anywhere else. You can expect that Young Living is going to provide you only the best. And I'm going to list you a couple things that are related to our Seed to Seal guarantee. So some of these might be familiar to some of you guys, but hopefully you'll pick up a nugget or two that's new as well. So we have plant material that's grown on corporate-owned farms or carefully vetted partner farms that you can visit. So if you haven't, that might be something that you're interested in doing. Our farms are open for visiting, and several of us on the call have actually worked them as well. So that's a lot of fun. We have sustainable farming and sourcing practices, so providing the purest essential oils. We have great care taken to preserve and protect all of our natural resources. And so we do continue to incorporate new and continued sustaining farming practices as well. We hand weed fields, and we have 0 pesticides, like none. No chemicals go into our plants at all. Oils that retain all of their natural constituents, and they all have their therapeutic values. And we use food grade distillers with state-of-the-art design and distillation methods as well. Low pressure, low temperature distillation. And we never use solvents to extract, or any synthetic chemicals to extract our oils. And we do rigorous testing on each batch internally of our oils in our labs, as well as third-party facilities. So for those that are not familiar, we actually have several third-party facilities that we do independent testing with. One of those actually does testing for the FBI and Scotland Yard as well. We cannot divulge their name. So anyway, oils that are also carefully reviewed through every step of our production in order to meet or exceed industry and safety purity standards. So basically we have beyond organic standards, and it's awesome because you get really high quality oils is what all of that means. Basically in the chat, if you guys want, you can tell us what your favorite thing about the Seed to Seal guarantee is, because there's a lot of good stuff in there. And all that means is you can trust the brand, and you can trust that you're going to get really good stuff. All right. So I get to talk to you a little bit more about usage and safety. So essential oils can be used in 3 main ways. You can use them aromatically, topically, or internally. And for the purposes of this class, we're going to really focus on ingestion and using oils internally. So the Seed to Seal stuff that we just talked about, that's how you know that you're safe and that you have quality essential oils that you can ingest. And we also have a vitality line. So you can see here on the picture, they're labeled in white bottles. But just so you know, if you have a vitality line that's in a white bottle, so for example, that lemon bottle that's white, and you have the larger lemon bottle that's labeled for topical usage, they have the exact same essential oils in there. So if you have lemon at home and you want to use it in one of the ways that we're talking about tonight, then you can use either bottle that you would like. All right, cooking with essential oils, not complicated. Here are a few tips though, just to get us started and grounded. So if you're not taking notes, just, you know, you can listen up. I think we're going to be able to release this recording. So, so you might be able to get that in the group as well. So store your oils in a cool, dry place. You don't need to be in the refrigerator. Some people like to put them in there, but that's, as long as it's cool and dry, you're good. Put your cooking oils in a dedicated food grade dropper bottle to make measuring easier. So that's just a tip. If that's something, if you're doing something different than like drops and stuff like that, that might be an easier thing for you guys. Use stainless steel or glass pre-mixing or prep and mixing bowls. So oils and plastic are not a good combination. And since we're talking about ingesting, whether that's liquids or food, we want to make sure that you guys are using glass or stainless steel, not plastic. Keep your bottles sealed tightly to preserve their quality and shelf life. And then add oils to your dishes at the end of your cooking process. So we'll talk a little bit about, I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a minute, but generally speaking, if you have an option, if you're making like a soup or a stew, adding it towards the end will help preserve some of those therapeutic qualities. All right, so for oils and adding oils to your dishes, let's see, so fatty oil dishes and less fatty dishes. Okay, so you're going to be making, when you cook in general, you've got some things that have more fat and some things that have less fat in them. So when you make a recipe that has a lot of fat in it, like a salad dressing or a marinade, you can use more essential oils in that. So something like 2 to 5 drops, which sounds like a lot. It just depends on how much you're making, quantity, and then the fatty content of your dish. It won't get too overpowering with those flavors there. But when you make a recipe that has a lot less fat in it, so if you're doing like a spaghetti sauce or something like that, then you want to use very little essential oils, because if you put too much in it, then it will overpower your dishes. Michelle's going to cover a little bit more about what some of those serving sizes are. Okay, so for no bake cooking, so oils in salads, salad dressing, marinades, guacamole, drinks, things like that, you can get, you'll get the flavor and you'll get the full medicinal benefits as well that you come to expect from the oils when you're just normally using them. For stovetop cooking, oils in soups, sauces, etc., things like that, they can be cooked, oils can be added flavor, but again, there is where we're talking about cook your soup, cook your spaghetti sauce, and then pull it off, and then add the essential oils, and that will help retain some of that therapeutic value instead of cooking it out. For oven baking cooking, so if you're making like brownies or you're making a chicken or something and you want to, you know, flavor it and put it in the oven, then for that, just know that you're going to have reduced medicinal benefits, but really you're adding these because they taste really great and they're a fantastic substitute. So awesome. So with that, I am now going to hand it over to Lisa.
Okay, so how do the oils measure up? So you may have a favorite recipe that you already use dry herbs and you want to know how to convert them. And so this chart, which don't worry about copying everything down, because we will post this in the Essential Family, so you will be able to get it without having to copy it down. But so first I wanted to introduce you to the measurement concept. So you'll see at the top that there's, you may notice that that different essential oils on this list have different recommendations for each of the measurement as a starting point. And that's because different oils have different viscosities and potencies, which affect their flavoring in the food. So we don't want to overpower or underwhelm a particular dish. So you notice across the top we have TS, and that is a toothpick swirl. And that's basically, you're going to take, you notice on each bottle of essential oil, there's that middle hole there that people think oil comes out of, but it really does not. But that's a perfect place to take an actual toothpick and dip it in your bottle. And then you will be able to just take that toothpick and then swirl it in your dish. Now, Beverly, would you mind putting the chart back up? And then we have the teaspoon. Obviously, TSB is teaspoon, tablespoon, TBSP. And this chart is terrific. So, and it's kind of like we talk with you in general when we talk about essential oils. When you're starting with essential oils for therapeutic reasons, you'll take, we say go low and slow. Well, we feel the same way about cooking because everybody has a different idea and flavor, and some people want a stronger flavor. So just start out with the least and lowest amount of oils and then add just like you would for flavor with other things. Okay, so Bev, we'll take the next slide and we're going to talk about cost and convenience of your essential oils. So do you buy fresh herbs and spices from the grocery store to cook with? Are they organic? Have you ever done a breakdown of actually how much those are costing? One thing that I hear so often about essential oils are they're so expensive, but really they are not. And we're going to do some math here. And since Amazon is a household name everybody knows about, I picked a product from there called the Frontier Co-op Rosemary Leaf Fancy Grade. I don't know what fancy grade means, but we're going to go with that. So you get a 0.85 ounce bottle for $4.69. It contains approximately 7 tablespoons of organic dried rosemary leaves, which ends up being 67 cents per tablespoon. According to our conversion chart that I just showed you, 4 drops of rosemary essential oil is equal to 1 tablespoon. An entire bottle of Rosemary Vitality has anywhere from 90 to 100 drops, costing $7.75, equaling just 8 cents per drop, a total of 32 cents per tablespoon worth of rosemary. Now, I'm not a math whiz, but I think 32 cents is less than 67 cents and probably by about 50%. So that's 50% savings, right? And so I am a whiz genius of math as we speak. I'll tell my daughter, she'll be happy to know that when she asks me a question on math. But so let's say you're making a dish that calls for a recipe with 1 tablespoon of rosemary. You could run to the store and grab some fresh rosemary or the dried stuff. Now, the fresh rosemary, generally speaking, is a lot more expensive. And if you're anything like me, I before I started using these essential oils for cooking, and quite honestly, I've had the oils for over 5 years, but it took me a long time to actually start cooking with them because I was using them for therapeutic benefits, and it just wouldn't come to my head. I'd already gone to the store and gotten my herbs and spices, etc. But when I started, I realized how much I was throwing away and how expensive it was, and how much waste with the fresh herbs. And now, and the flavor, you will notice, is so much richer in flavor with the essential oils. So the best and most affordable option, in my opinion, is to have a well-stocked oil cabinet, and you can grab your Rosemary Vitality instead, and like we said, spend 32 cents and give your dish a fresher, more robust flavor profile. And guess what? This is the beautiful thing. You can keep using the same bottle of rosemary over and over again, and it will not change the taste. It will not change the purity or anything, because these oils, as long as you tighten the cap, are exactly the same 10 years from now as they are right now. So it all adds up to a win in my book. So there you go. And I will now pass it on, now that your brain hurts from learning the math.
Hi, so I'm going to talk to you about 4 seasons of flavor. So one of the best things about cooking with oils is that they never go out of season. You could be in the dead of winter and still whip up a dish that tastes as fresh as spring. Let me show you some ways to do this. You can add black pepper vitality to scrambled eggs instead of adding dry pepper. You can add orange or thieves vitality to melted chocolate and drizzle it over sliced fruit. You can also add peppermint vitality to brownies or hot chocolate. Me and Liz, we love that. I mean, it just tastes fabulous. You can add cinnamon bark or nutmeg vitality to pancake batter. Now, I haven't tried that one yet, but I'm definitely going to try that. That sounds delicious. You can add oregano and basil vitality to spaghetti sauce. That is good. And you can add lemon vitality to marinades for chicken or fish. Add dill vitality to your favorite potato salad. That's probably really delicious. Or add cilantro vitality to rice or guacamole. Now, I have done the guac, and let me tell you, Taco Tuesday will never be the same. Okay, so for my oily ninjas or our more experienced oil users, what is your favorite food to add flavor to that you want to try oils with? Or also to our new oil or our oily newbies, what are you most excited to try first? That's a great question to ponder. We're going to show you some recipes for fall and winter, and some of these are just going to show, we're just going to show the slides for them, and some of them we're actually going to demo. But all the recipes will be shared in Essential Families Facebook group, so you don't have to worry about writing everything down. You can jot down just the oils that you're interested in, and that will suffice. All right, so let's go into the demo here. All right, so another savvy way to cook with oils is to get the best bang for your buck is to infuse hashtag all the things, butter, salt, olive oil, water, tea, pretty much anything you can think of. So here's some ideas. You can make flavored butter by adding just one drop. I mean, the oils are so concentrated, one drop goes a long, long way. So you can add one drop of essential oil to soften butter, to flavor your butter. You can also flavor your salt. Just grab empty bottles of lemon, lime, basil, rosemary, or thyme essential oils and fill them up with a good quality of Himalayan or a Celtic sea salt and let it sit for like 24 hours. And voila, oil-infused salt for your dishes. How wonderful is that? Also, you can do flavored sprays. Combine 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil to 10 drops of your desired essential oil and filtered water in a 2-ounce food-safe, we recommend glass spray bottle, and shake it very well before each spray, and you'll have perfect pasta every time. Also, think about flavored kitchen oils. You can play around with this one. Just grab a 2-ounce food-safe dropper bottle, and preferably glass, of course, and fill it with extra virgin olive oil or your favorite kitchen oil, leaving room for some essential oils to drop in. And then start with just a few drops of your desired essential oil, and then you can add more until you reach your preferred level of flavor, like Lisa mentioned earlier. Also, flavored water. Who wants to drink plain water when you can add awesome essential oils to it, right? So citrus essential oils are a great option for flavoring your water. The citrus oils are cold pressed and from the rind, and so they aren't hard on your tooth enamel. Okay. Plus, they're filled with antioxidants. So start with 1 drop in a glass of water or tea, and remember, don't use plastic, use glass, ceramic, or stainless steel, and go from there. So we're going to share with you some recipes for all the seasons now. So don't stress out again. You don't worry about writing everything down. We'll post everything in the Essential Families group. And so after the class, you can head on over there and get all the recipes. So I'm going to make for you or demo for you a citrus vinaigrette salad dressing. Who doesn't love that, right? And it's super simple. So I'm going to show you how I make it. So let me just reposition this a little bit. And I'm all about making things easy for myself. So I've got like a glass mason jar, And then I've got a empty glass jar that I'll use to put it in after I've mixed everything together in my mason jar, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna start with is my olive oil. So you're gonna need a 1/2 cup of olive oil. I've already measured it out here. And at the bottom, I've added a little bit of salt and pepper to start myself off. So I just have like Kirkland salt and pepper. The kind you grind up, so I just threw it in the bottom just to get things started. So I'm gonna pour the 1/2 cup of olive oil right into my mason jar, very carefully. Try not to spill and make a mess. There we go. Okay, so that's my olive oil, and that's extra virgin olive oil, but any brand will do. And then next, I have two garlic cloves and a shallot minced up. So I've already prepared that because I'm sure you don't want to watch me chopping garlic and shallot and crying all in the camera. So I've already cut it up in advance. And now you see why I want to use a wide mouth jar for this, so I don't have to worry about that small funnel, and I even still drop it. But you put that in. And I love garlic. It's also good for your health. So I recommend, if you love garlic too, this is the best time to go garlic it up, okay? All right. And then all you do is get your lemon vitality and your lime vitality and your tangerine. So I love lemon, like someone mentioned earlier. So I have the big 15 milliliter bottles. So you just take your lemon, put 2 to 3 drops, 2, 3. And if you get an extra drop in, I love lemon, so it all works for me. And then you put 2 to 3 drops of lime in. Super simple. And these flavors are fresh. I love the flavoring that essential oils adds. And then you put a couple drops of tangerine vitality. So that'll give you your tangerine kind of extra citrus flavor added to the lemon, okay? And then last but certainly not least, you're gonna wanna put 1 to 2 teaspoons of your sweetener. I like to use raw honey, but you can also use liquid stevia. So I'm just gonna, eyeball this, little squirts there. That's about 2 tablespoons. And that is it. I've already added the salt and pepper in here. So all I have to do now is close my mason jar really good and shake it up really nicely. And I've got an awesome fresh vinaigrette citrus salad dressing that I will be enjoying tonight because I have some salad made up. So I hope you enjoyed that, and definitely try that. We'll post that recipe in the group. All right, so now I'm gonna turn it over to Liz for Autumn Bliss.
Okay, I'm unmuted. I'll let you know. My cameraman's on standby here. All right, so autumn, for me, it's my favorite season of the year. Not just because of my birthday's in the fall, but as much as I love summer and hate the thought of winter fast approaching, fall is one of my favorite seasons. When the air turns cooler, you start to break out the sweaters. This is as close as I could get in Austin, Texas to a sweater right now. And go on hay rides, get cozy by the fire, and whip up all the pumpkin and apple recipes you can dream up. So let's go ahead and get started with, let me see, just gotta find myself here. So the first one, and don't worry, again, we'll post these in the group, in the Facebook group, The Essential Families, but it's the pumpkin spice protein bars. And you'll see all the all the ingredients here, but I love that it's got the cinnamon bark, which makes you really feel like it's fall, the ginger vitality, and also the glow vitality, which is another powerhouse of an essential oil. So we'll skip over to the recipe. So you've got that recipe card there. The best thing about it is and this is the fun in cooking that I think is like, you can try the recipe to the exact of what it is, but it's always fun to, on the next iteration, is to play with it and change out something. And maybe you don't want oat flour instead. So give that a try to have fun with that. So we're going to go with my favorite recipe because it only has 3 ingredients, which is really awesome. And also, we're going to highlight one of my favorite products. So, you know, when you get the apples at the store, and I don't know if you can see this, but they've got that waxy look to them. And you can see a lot of white all here. And it's just like you want to eat this apple straight from the store, but then you think about all the people that picked it up and said, is this a pretty apple? Or no, maybe not. This one looks better. So one of my favorite things to do, especially if you have a lot of produce that you're bringing in at once, is using the Thieves fruit and veggie soak. And that's really easy. It's like 2 tablespoons for 1 gallon of water. And if you don't really have that much going on, and for this case, we just have 1 apple that we're going to do because I'm not going to actually cook this tonight because I'm leaving tomorrow, is the Thieves spray, which goes into my purse and it goes with me everywhere that I go. I use it for everything, like the grocery cart, the steering wheel of my car after I've come back from the grocery store. But really, you're just spraying this and then wiping it down. And why it's great is on the go. If you want this apple, if you don't have anywhere to really wash it, it's a perfect little solution is to have that, because now I can eat this apple. And see, it's so much prettier. It's really bright. Anyway, so the ingredients for this recipe are 3 apples, 1/4 cup of honey, and 1 drop of cinnamon bark vitality. So that's a really great use of that. So I'm going to do a little demo. And Eric's going to play with the camera so you can see. So you're going to just cut your apple into thin slices. And you can use a mandolin if you're brave, but I always slice a finger, so I don't like to use that very much. But you're going to try and keep as uniform as you can on these slices so that they all cook at the same temperature and evenly. So you get these beautiful little slices that are now going to become your chips. You put them on your baking sheet, and I didn't pull out any of my baking sheets because number 1, they're huge, and they're also really, really used, so don't want to bring those out for you. Get a really good organic or a local honey, and I'm not going to do that much on this because we're not going to be cooking these tonight as well. And really, it's just, in this one, you may have to just warm it up a little bit by running it through your fingers, or your hands, and it's just 1 drop. And it'll just take a bit to get there. That's even after. Sometimes these oils are stubborn. There. Well, that's 2 drops, so. But oh my God, it smells so amazing, and it wants me to get ready for fall. So you really just mix that up, and then as best you can, make sure you're in a glass bowl, and then you're just mix them up as much as you can, get it warmed up a little bit, and then just drizzle on your apples. And then you are going to bake it for 90 minutes. So it really is easy. Your kids are going to love this. It's going to be great in their lunches, but best to eat it, put it in a airtight container, and eat within 24 hours. That's why we're not cooking them tonight. So, and I think next we've got Beverly.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to first talk a little bit about pumpkin spice lattes. That sounds delicious, doesn't it? Okay, so you can see again here pictured are the ingredients for the pumpkin spice latte, and you've got 2 cups of half and half basically in there, 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk. Oh, that's delicious by itself. 2/3 cup of pumpkin puree, 1 cup heavy cream, maple syrup you got in there, vanilla extract, and then you see the essential oils that we're featuring, which are cinnamon bark, clove, and nutmeg. And then this is the actual recipe. So again, we will post these. So, but if you do see one of the recipes that you want to try and you don't know if you have that oil, write it down, and then you can make your list and go check your supplies after, and then order the oils that you want to do to try these recipes. So, but this looks delicious, doesn't it? But this is not the one I'm going to demo for you tonight. Okay. So this is the one that I'm going to demo for you tonight. So this is our red drink. And this is, I'm going to, sorry, I just covered up my controls. Let me stop sharing. Okay, so hopefully you can see me. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is make the red drink. And what I typically do is this is a bottle of Ningxia Red. And you can see I've already been drinking it, but this is an amazing, amazing supplement. And really people drink like 1 to 2 ounces of this a couple of times a day. And this is really a whole food supplement that's great for energy and inflammation and blood sugar and blood pressure regulation and vision support. I mean, it does pretty much, it's a whole body supplement, and it's amazing. It's made, these are beautiful little Ningxia wolfberries. That's what these red things are on the bottle. But at any rate, what I typically do is I get an empty bottle, and I usually make it in this size, but because it has a narrow top, I'm gonna demo it in a larger bottle, similar to what Michelle did. So this is my water bottle that I normally drink. I've already pre-filled it up with filtered water. So I fill it up with water after the fact, but tonight we're starting with that. So what you just do is you just take a couple of ounces. This is a little shot glass. It's 2 ounces of Ningxia Red. I pour that into my bottle. And again, this is also just 3 ingredients. It also has sulfurzyme in it. So I love this supplement. Sulfurzyme is all of our bodies need sulfur, and that's what really this provides, along with MSM, which is a fantastic thing for our bodies. It really helps our connective tissues, helps our bodies grow as far as the all of our hair and our nails and our skin and those kinds of things. And then this is just 1 teaspoon of the powder form. You can have, we have 2 different forms, powder and capsules. And I like the powder because it's got a prebiotic in it as well. The capsules don't, but they're both fantastic. If you wanted to make this with the capsules, you would just open up the capsules inside of your bottle. That's all, same thing. And then the last ingredient is our essential oil. So I'm actually going to put 3 drops of lime. So this is our lime. Pretend like this is Vitality. Lime Vitality essential oil in there. I tend to buy the larger bottles because you get a better price point with the larger bottles, and I use a lot of oil, so that's perfectly. And then you would just top this off with water. Like I said before, you would just shake this up or put your cap on, and then pretty much just shake it and drink. So this is what you're going to see me drinking for the rest of the evening. And I drink, I usually have 1 of these in the morning. And you can add other things if you are taking BLM powder, or if you are putting mineral essence, which is our minerals, you can squirt it in. You know, you can add whatever you want here and then drink it up. I love to drink that after my walk in the morning with my breakfast. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. All right. And I'm going to actually introduce winter. So now we're going to talk about really fall and winter is what we're going to cover for this particular class. So what good is the warmth of summer without the cold of winter to give it some sweetness? And that's by John Steinbeck. So we are going to use these recipes to add a touch of sweetness and warmth to your winter seasons. And now I'm handing it off to Nicole.
Okay, so the next recipe that we're going to look at is French toast with apple cranberry sauce. to kick off our winter here. So the ingredients are highlighted here, but you have dried cranberries, a half cup of juice, like grape or apple or orange juice, berry preserves, a Granny Smith apple, and then the vitalities here are orange, cinnamon bark, and then also there's nutmeg, clove, and ginger. There's all the things you need to make French toast. You got eggs, milk, butter, bread. The great beauty of this recipe is that there is essential oils in both the cranberry sauce, the apple cranberry sauce that goes on top, and the egg mixture that you would dip your French toast in. So the recipe is here, and again, we'll be posting these, but as you can see, this one's a little more involved than some of the other ones we've been talking about, so I will not be demoing French toast for you tonight. But again, what I love about this is that you get oils in both the sauce and the egg mixture for the French toast, and really a combination of really sort of that savory sweet going on. So it's a kind of an adult French toast for you there. So I definitely will be trying that one out. Next is an Asian dipping sauce, and this is the one that I'm going to demo, but just to look at, and these also make really great marinades, and there's a lot of flexibility in them. So I love cooking savory dishes with oils, probably primarily cook savory dishes with oils. And so the base of this is soy or tamari, and the reason I mentioned tamari is that it is gluten-free, and I do have a gluten-free person in my house, so we do tamari. And rice wine vinegar, and minced garlic, and agave or honey. I am partial to organic agave as a sweetener over honey, but other people like honey. And that's sort of the base. And then you can have fun with the other mixtures. I'm a spicy girl, so both of these have a little bit of something with spice. So the first one is sriracha, 1 to 2 teaspoons, more than that if you like, less than that if you like. 1 drop of ginger oil. And again, 1 drop is more than you're gonna need for this. Not more, but enough. Believe me, it's enough. And then the other one I wanted to highlight is horseradish and lemongrass. These are just flavors that go really well. So I'm going to demo for you. I'm going to move my camera a little bit here so you can see I have already put the base together. So this is the tamari, the rice wine vinegar, the agave, and the garlic already. I'm going to be demoing for you the sriracha and ginger. I do have my horseradish and lemongrass here as well, but we're going to be demoing the sriracha and ginger. Now, I bought my sriracha, but I'm going to go back to, I like it spicy. So after you got the base, you add a little sriracha, and then your 1 drop of ginger. Then you're going to whisk that up really good. And gosh, I really do wish we had smell-o-vision. You mentioned that earlier. Like, to really get an idea of what these are like in cooking, you know, I mean, as soon as you smell it, you can tell you're just getting something pretty amazing in there. But it's pretty much ready to go. Egg rolls, wontons, whatever you want to dip in here. As I said, it also makes a fantastic marinade. The oils really permeate when you marinate with them. And so you really will get chicken or beef or whatever that is, tofu. And this actually makes a great tofu marinade. It really infused with that flavor. So make sure you're using oils that you like, because you are definitely going to get them. But that is my little quick demo for y'all. And I believe we're going back to Lisa now for some sweet stuff.
Oh, Lisa, you're muted.
This is what I was saying is this is perfect for me because I'm really a dessert girl. And I'm of the mindset that we should start the dinner with dessert so we have room for it and then eat dinner afterwards. So if you have a sweet tooth, it's a great way to encompass the essential oils and add them in there. But this is a great dark chocolate cinnamon mousse, which actually I have not, but I had a friend who made this and I had the opportunity to taste it. And funny enough, I'm not a big avocado fan, but there are avocados in this, but it was delicious because I guess the texture of the avocados mixed in and really just with the essential oils was just delicious. So this is definitely a great one. And I think we have, again, don't worry about the recipe for this. You'll see it has, you know, the unsweetened cocoa powder, the raw agave, but we'll have that in Essential Families. And most of the recipes that you'll find that we have here are small amount of a small investment of time and a small investment of products. They're not deep, difficult recipes. They're all pretty simple. I'm not a real chef, so when they start with, you know, cooking words that I don't understand, I'm like, uh-oh. But these are easy. Like you can mix and fold. I get all that. So the next one, and see, I have a great point to make with this one because this homemade hot cocoa, I was going to demo it for you. And I have all the products, and then I thought, really, you have to heat up the milk. And so I decided I'm not demoing it, but I have been drinking it here, and I'm going to tell you what I made, because one of the beautiful things about this recipe and any recipe for anyone who likes to cook is to play around with the flavors. Like this one has, you know, 4 cups of unsweetened almond milk, but I actually used oat milk in mine because I really like the consistency of oat milk, but you can use regular milk, whatever works best for you. I used the unsweetened cocoa. I used a teaspoon of vanilla. I used the honey. And on this one, what I did is I did tangerine and lavender, and it is delicious. So that's all I did. I just heated it up, mixed in everything. I mixed the honey and everything after it was heated. And then the last thing I put in was my essential oils, and I mixed it up, and I have been drinking it, and it is delicious. So again, I like having the ability to mix and play around with the recipes. So you have fall and winter. You've had all of these recipes from appetizers through sauces and right through to dessert. And now I'm going to let Liz take it away as I drink my hot cocoa. You're muted.
I have to play with my screen since I just have the laptop, so bear with me. All right, so I bet you're all hungry now. I definitely want to try that hot cocoa, especially since it's a little bit cooler than it normally is this time of year. Grab those Vitality oils and head to the kitchen. And if you haven't snagged your Young Living membership yet, let's get you hooked up. So basically, it's to become a member, you'll get 24% off retail and access to Essential Rewards, which is the best monthly subscription box around. Just pick up your favorite starter kit, and the lifetime membership comes absolutely free. You can grab a ready-made Essential Oils Premium Starter Kit, which is valued at over $400, but is only $165. It comes with a diffuser and 12 oils, 5 of which are with the Vitality line. So that's a great value to get you started right there. Some of you may already be Young Living members, and I think there's quite a few of you in the group, which is exciting. Whether you're a new member or an existing member, the Premium Starter Kit is an amazing value at over 60% discount. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy because they know I have apples else. All right, so to reward yourself, you can join Essential Rewards right away. Even if you're enrolling tonight or enrolling for the first time, you can get on Essential Rewards immediately. That means that your starter kit is your first Essential Reward box, and that's earning you points back immediately. And after you say yes to Essential Rewards, you'll be prompted to set up your next box. So you'll go ahead and start swapping out those dry herbs in your kitchens in the next few months. You can use your customizable box to replace the toxic products that you might be hiding in your cabinets, or products that you didn't even know that you needed. Sorry, I had to give that one a little plug there. So thankfully, Young Living has over 600 oils and oil-infused products to help you do that. I started with the essential oils, and there are so many other products that I love equally or more than the essential oils that you get. So definitely consider that. So let's talk about all the different perks that you get from being on the Essential Rewards. You earn points to spend on future products, which is great when you're thinking about Christmas gifts for the end of the year. You've got some money saved up already that you can use. Free loyalty gifts along the way, 3, 6, 9, and a year, you get a really special made oil only that people that have been on it for a year consistently get. You get free promotional items available every month, and sometimes it's a free vitality oil. That's quite honestly how I have tried out a lot of products that I would not have probably thought of purchasing, but once I got it for free and I tried it and I really liked it, it came from that bonus item. You get exclusive discounted ER bundles. So they have ER bundles for thieves and for Nietzsche that you can buy only if you're enrolled in Essential Rewards. It's completely customizable and flexible. Every single month, I change what we order in this household based on what we need or what we want to try. So one month it's going to be the 4-pack or the Nietzsche Red ER bundle. And then the next month I don't need it, so I'm going to try something else or get my supplements. There's no cancellation fee. If you decided, you know what, I've tried it for 3 months and it's not for me, you can cancel it. Very few people do, but you know, there is that out for you. And it gives you access to free shipping subscriptions as well. So make sure that whoever invited you tonight can help walk you through that process on how to get this set up. And they can also help you suggest in 3 months what you should order to give a try that is right for your household. Next thing I want to talk to you about is the Essential Families community. You've heard us talk about it. It's our Facebook group. It's where we post a lot of good information, and it really is a community. So we'd love to have you join us on there, and we'd love to see you post questions, share your experiences, and we're also providing education as well as recipes like the ones we went through tonight. So look on Facebook for the Essential Families, and go ahead and request to join, or ask your friend that invited you tonight to get you an invitation. So it's open to all. And then remember, we're going to be posting these recipe cards for all the recipes in that community, so you can download from there. And our upcoming classes are always posted there at the beginning of the month. Just to let you know, we have the next couple of classes are next Tuesday, same time, 7 p.m. Central Time, sorry. Is Your Wellness Toolbox. It's the Essential Oils Basics, and we're doing a fun thing this time with bingo. Thanks to Michelle, and you might be able to win a prize. So we all love that free stuff, don't we? And then there's hair, skin, nails, and DIYs, which I'm really, really super excited about. That's Sunday, September 27th at 4 p.m. Central Time. So all of the classes are always posted at the beginning of the month, so you can plan what you want to attend. We'd love to have you there. So please come and join us on that group. It makes it more fun if you're involved in asking questions. And so we just want to say thank you. You did it, chef. And I really have a hard time saying those words without it being a chef because I worked in a hotel with a chef. So you know now that it's how easy it is to cook with essential oils. And it's really just about giving it a try and experimenting. So whip up your first oily recipe. If you don't like it, try it again. Say, you know what, I'm going to try something different, or I'm going to do something differently with the same recipe. Just get creative, experiment. That's truly where it's fun. When you can say, here's a recipe that I tried, but here's how I made it mine. And then when everybody loves it, oh my God, that's really exciting. So you've got this. And feel free to invite any of us over anytime you need someone to be your taste tester. So,
and why don't we have everybody unmute themselves? And we have a few minutes. So if you have any questions, we'd love to hear them, or any comments.
So tell us what recipes you're dying to try first. And if you've got any other questions beyond that, just put them in the chat so we can work through those and get those answered. So, or not in the chat, just speak up.
So Adrian, I saw your question about bingo. So yes, we're gonna have bingo class is gonna be, well, it's gonna be doing bingo while we do the next class next week on Tuesday. So that'll be fun.
Oh, great. Okay.
And we'll have prizes. Did we mention we'll have prizes?
I love prizes.
I know.
So yeah, it's a great. Michelle had the idea. She had seen it somewhere and she brought it to us, and we love it. And it's kind of fun because basically we'll see who does and who doesn't pay attention during class, because you have to listen for certain words. So really cool.
Woohoo! Love it.
Yeah,
Do you guys have any questions about cooking or trying things or? All right then.
Look at that. Ended right on time. We have questions. We have time for chit chat.
Yeah, which recipe are you guys going to